Hola amigos, bien ok. Entonces, hoy día 93 o número 3, dependiente. Um, el tema de hoy es ¿por qué tienes miedo para hablar? Why are we frightened to speak? This is our theme of the day. Um, all sorts of reasons. Feel stupid, don't want to make a mistake, think we'll be misunderstood. People will take what we say the wrong way. Maybe they'll be upset, offended, won't be our friends anymore. Um, or maybe we don't like the sound of our voice. Even with that, all kinds of reasons. Perhaps we just think we don't have enough to say. We don't have enough knowledge of the topic to talk with authority, or we think people will just think what we're saying is wrong, or they'll disagree. Could be all sorts of reasons. But perhaps the principal one in our case, in the sense that we're learning another language, is the fear of making mistakes. Because it's inevitable, and we will make quite a lot of mistakes, at least at the beginning, because there's a lot of rules and changes in grammar and things like this that take a bit of practice to get right. However, once we're talking on a topic that's generally understood between ourselves, mostly, even if we make, let's say, minor mistakes with the grammar, providing our general vocabulary that we're using is in some way relevant to the general topic that we're talking about, any small errors we make with the grammar really will go unnoticed, largely. Principally because we want to continue the conversation. So we might overlook some, let's say, technically incorrect phrases or verb endings, things like that, because we just want to hear what you want to say. We want to hear how you're going to finish the conversation. So in some ways, our fear of, we're going to make mistakes, is really it's a false fear. It's not really justified, because in the end, if we show that we want to speak to our new friends in their language, this shows that we want to share, we want to be part of their conversation, and to join and understand more of their language and culture. We've already made that connection, and that's the key thing. By using the language in that way, it helps us to make connection with new people, and just by doing that, then we're into the conversation, and our new friends, neighbours, people we're having the conversations with are going to try to help us, largely because they want to find out what we think. So it's kind of like a two-way thing. We're showing willing by trying to improve or offer our opinion, and we'll get feedback from the other person in terms of perhaps different phrases we could use. Do you mean this? Do you mean this word instead? We're going to get a lot of feedback from them. So our task really is to listen as well as we can, look for patterns in the language that we perhaps can then use ourselves. And I think my experience, at least over the last 90 days, as I said, when we've been doing this other practice, is by using different material to read, and particularly to read out loud, we can find a way of practicing on our own even to improve how we sound and get more confident in the way that we're able to speak the new language. So really, although I agree, it can be quite a frightening experience in some sense, at least at the beginning. I'm going to get it wrong. if we hold our nerve, remember we've practiced, and actually we know more than we think, and really our new friend we're talking to is only waiting for us to say a few words that make sense within the context of the conversation, and then they're likely to say something else back to us, and it's going to help us get back into the flow. But we have to take that first step and just begin. So that's my thought for the day. Perhaps our fear of speaking or making the mistakes is a bigger fear than it really is. It might seem a more frightening experience, but I think in reality, if we take a few prepared measures before we start, just add a few useful words within that conversation, really the payoff for us as new language speakers, the generally positive response we get back from other people, is definitely worth the effort. There we go. That's the thought for the day. Cheerio for now.